In this video, we're going to be taking a look at a few properties of radicals. So when you're multiplying radicals, you multiply the numbers together under one radical. 8 times 2 gives us 16, and then simplify. Square root of 16 is 4. On this next one, we have the cube root of 5 cubed. Recognize that the cube root and the cube are inverses, so they cancel each other out, leaving us with 5. Last one on this page, we have two perfect squares under one radical. Square root of 144 is 12. Square root of 25 is 5. So to simplify a radical that is not a perfect square, what you want to do is find a perfect square factor. So the perfect square factor of 18 is 9. So I'm going to show you this the long way. 18 is 9 times 2. The square root of 9 is 3. 2 is not a perfect square, so it stays under the radical. Cube root of 24. Most of you probably don't have the perfect cubes factored or memorized, so you may not be able to simplify this the way that we did for D. So another way is to make a factor tree. 24 is 4 times 6. 4 is 2 times 2. 6 is 2 times 3. Now because it's a cube root, you have to find a group of 3 in order to pull it out from under the radical. So we have 2 cubed as a factor of 24, cancels with the cube root, and then that 3 is left over under the radical. Make sure that you still have that cubed root there. A lot of students, you're so familiar with square roots that I have a lot of students that drop the index on the radical. Next one, we have the cube root of 75. So again, if you don't have the perfect cubes memorized, we've got 75 is 25 times 3. 25 is 5 times 5. I don't have any groups of 3, so 75 cannot be simplified as a cube root. However, we can take the cube root of x cubed, that gives us x, and then we have 75 left over under our cube root. And our last example for this lesson, we have the cube root of 128. 128 is 2 times 64. 64 is 8 times 8. 8 is 4 times 2. And 4 is 2 times 2. Now looking at this, I actually have 2 groups of 3. So I have a group of 2 cubed here, and another group of 2 cubed here. So I'm going to be pulling out 2 2's, or 2 times 2, which is 4. Looking at my variables now, actually, let me stick with the numbers. I'm going to leave a little space for my variables. And we've got this 2 right here left over that did not have a group, so that stays under the radical. Now I'm going to look at my variables. We've got x. Well, x is not a perfect cube, so that will stay under the radical. Y to the 4th, however, is y cubed times y. So the cube root of y cubed is y. This y stays under the radical. So because I've got a lot of stuff going on there, let me write the answer a little bit more clearly. We have 4y that came out from under the radical, and we had 2xy that was left over under the radical. And again, here are your you-try questions. As a reminder, please try these on your own to the best of your ability before you come to class tomorrow, and you will have time to work with group mates and ask me questions as well if you still need some extra support for this lesson.